This is a survivor game featuring Luke from the Discord. So immediately I can already see Luke has some rather aggressive perks here. Iron Will, Resilience, Dead Hard, and Adrenaline. So I'm going to say that he likes to be in a chase and he's going to be kind of the center of attention during this match. We'll see how that goes. Looks like we got a plague here. Looping him pretty well here. Okay, so now there isn't anything particularly wrong here. So what you can see is the plague already vomited on this pallet. So if he had touched the pallet, he would have been infected and would have gotten injured eventually anyways. So he could have thrown it here and maybe stunned her, but the outcome would have been about the same. He would have been injured. So he did continue to run here and he got vomited on and hit, but it was basically the same outcome. It didn't really matter if the pallet was dropped. You could even say that this was a better outcome because he saved a pallet by doing this. So, you know, I would say it was fine, just the way he did it. And take the hit. See what happens here. You can kind of see here when he goes like this, he's trying to get a view of both sides of or basically trying to get as much of a view of this layout as he can to see which way the killer is coming from. And he would have been prepared to vault that window. Just look at the angle right here. If the killer had been approaching from his left, he could have vaulted the window there and it would have been fine. He would have pretty certainly would have avoided hit. So that's good. A little taunt there at the point. Oh, just barely missed that. That was risky. You're kind of taunting him here now, aren't you? Well, that went pretty well for first chase. Yeah, he's just doing a gen here. Alright, let's skip through this a little bit. Killer is currently chasing Leon. There you go, one gen done. Leon is down. And it looks like Luke is going for middle gen. What's my favorite scary movie? I don't know. I haven't. Well, I have watched one recently, but I don't know if that's my favorite. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about my favorite scary movie at this time. So hang on. Let me rewind here. So he's doing middle gen. Killer comes through the front, vaults through the window. That's fine. This is interesting. So you can hear while he's out here, you can hear the killer breaking the gen, like he's breaking the gen, and then you see he's waiting at the window because it's pretty safe here. The killer would have to vault the window, go around it, and in this case, the killer decides to come over from this side. Now it's a pretty smart play because you can see, there he is. And he is trying to pressure this middle gen, which is good. just narrowly avoided that. Although I might want to rewind here for a second. So right here, I don't think that was necessary. That kind of drew attention to you when you really didn't want to draw attention to yourself. If you're trying to sneak the middle gen, you don't want to be quick vaulting the window. The killer was chasing Vasquez. Let me rewind here. Yeah, he's right there. And the killer, after you vault, he's going after him. So if you hadn't quick vaulted here, you might have been able to get middle gen done. That's just what I think. Still looping around middle. Trying to focus on the gen, but she is trying to deny you. Ooh, just barely avoided that. Ooh. Yeah, that was risky. See, if the killer were, in my opinion, more experienced, she would have just... She could have just walked around this pallet. This pallet is so unsafe. There's really... She's just bad. Okay, this is like a noob killer thing to do. You probably should have been dead here, honestly, but bad killer play right there. What happens? Yep, she's chasing you around the LNT wall inefficiently. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Well, I mean, it was pretty good up to right here, so at this point it's kind of like a 50-50. You don't know. She could come around this side, you could come around that side. So, I mean, you have dead hard. What I would have done is I probably would have just went around to the left side, and I would have gone for a vault through the L wall, and, you know, if she did come from this side, you would have gotten away with it. And if she came from this side, you know, she tried to cut you off during your vault, you could dead hard and potentially get the vault anyways. So that's probably would have been a smarter play, but this is fine. It's fine. You know, it was kind of like a 50-50 scenario. Got some teammates working on some gens. He's going up to check on middle gen. She just broke middle gen. See what you do now. Looks like you're playing it safe and just finishing a gen that, you know, is a safe gen. You don't have to worry about the killer coming and interrupting you, which is good. Let's see what happens here. Ooh. Get that. Okay, let's rewind here. And let's see if you guys can spot the mistake here. So maybe you saw it, but just in case. So you can see there is nothing over here. There is like no aura or anything, nothing of note. And then when it gets a bit closer, you can hear the corrupt purge activation sound, and then you see this, which basically means the killer just got her corrupt purge from this fountain, and the most likely place she's probably going to be heading is back to the hook, because she has someone on there and she wants to defend them. So it's just logical she would want to come back to middle to either check on the gen or check on this person. and you are injured, and she has corrupt her, just like the worst possible combination of things to happen. So I would have, like, the moment you saw this and you heard that, you probably should have just started running the opposite way. Honestly, it's just a miracle that you didn't get downed right here. But yeah. We had to use the dead hard there, but still got down. Yep. You might have. Is this pallet here? Wait. Let me just rewind real fast. Check for the pallet. No, pallet is gone. So even if you wanted to use it, you could not. Yeah. So I mean, her getting hooked right here was completely her fault. Just not paying attention to, like I said earlier, the fountain cue right here. If she'd paid attention to that, this wouldn't have happened. So yeah. Oh, you're just learning Plague? Yeah. It's a good lesson. All her teammates are over there. I'm pretty sure this is a boon circle of healing totem, which is completely useless against Plague. I don't know why they're doing these totems. Someone's coming to save you. Alright, what are you gonna do? Cleansing at the fountain on your last hook. That's probably a smart idea. Okay, killer has corrupt again. Jumping out. Probably a good idea. You're keeping some space when she has her power up, so that's good. Let's see. Try and work on middle gen here, but let's see this 1 second. So, okay. Vasquez here just got hit, which means he's in a chase. Steve here is infected and injured, so he may or may not be going for the hook. He may think it's not safe enough to go for the hook, to go save Leon, who's hooked over here. So that just leaves you. And I think you do realize this, because you do get off the gen here, and you go and try and save him. But at this point, with how far away he is, it's pretty obvious that you're not going to make it. But let's see what happens here. So yeah, as you can see, Leon does die, and I mean, you could say it's your fault, sort of. I mean, you might have thought that, he was gonna get the unhook, or he was gonna get the unhook, but he was in a chase. He was probably too scared, so that just left you. You're still gonna try and get the middle gen, but yeah, it looks like she's on to you there. Okay, what's gonna happen here? So, I mean, you can kind of see here. He's playing on a controller right now, so it kind of looks like he's walking in place, but it seems like he's just unsure of which direction the killer's coming from. But you can kind of see, like right there, right here. Killer is up here. She probably vaulted the window, and she's gonna come from downstairs. At this point, you probably could have, walked at full speed or whatever you wanted. You could have ran too, just to get some more distance. But I guess you were playing it extra safe here, and you might not have even needed to do a fast vault there because it didn't look like she really knew where you were. But that's fine. It's okay. You did have the breakable wall right here. Kind of delayed her. So they should have stealth. Yeah, I mean, stealthing would have probably been the better play. Trying to cut you off there. Did get you with the vomit. Take a back pedal there. Let's see what happens here. Nice vault. Ooh, that dead hard saved you there. And adrenaline kicks in here. So that also saved you quite a bit. Yeah, he's pretty good at looping. Yeah, I agree. Cleanse, which is pretty important at this stage. Yeah, so now this time he heard the little ping, and he's like, okay, I'm out. I know I'm not going to save him, which is good. He kind of learned from his last experience not to mess with Plague when she has Corrupt Purge, so that's good. And he's going for the gate. But you can kind of tell, even before he got to the gate, if you listen, you can hear the killer's tear radius closing in on him. So just listen for it. You can hear it. If I had heard that, I would know that the killer is heading my direction, and I would have run. I would have run immediately. I would not have tried to open the gate. But you can hear the tear radius. It's faint, but you can hear it even as he's running to the gate here. You can hear it. So that would have given me, like, it would have alerted me, like, hey, the killer is heading over here. I should probably run. They have Corrupt Purge, not to be trifled with. There we go, a nice early pallet throw there. So, there's two things he could have done. He could have waited here and tried to stun the Plague with the pallet, because if you stun Plague while she has Corrupt Purge, you will get rid of the corrupt purge. It will deactivate when she's stunned by a pallet. So he could have done that, but he picked the safer option and just threw it early, which is perfectly fine. Yeah, not much you could have done there with the angle. Would the stun be worth taking a hit? If you can stun the plague when she has corrupt purge, even if you take a hit for it, you'll probably be safer than letting her keep it. But I kind of just wanted to rewind here and show you that this angle, plague could come from either side, either this way or from around, and it would not have mattered what he did. He would have gotten hit by the corrupt purge, so yeah. See, the killer is circling around the window. Does it again. And he does eventually catch up. So I don't really know if there was anything you could do about this situation, like right here. So you could have faked the window and went up the stairs. As you could see, the first time she circled around, it's like, oh, okay, she might circle around again. So you can kind of fake the window here, and maybe could have gone up the stairs and bought some more time. But it was a really tense situation. It's like it was 50-50 basically. If she chose to just keep chasing you here, you would have been downed. So yeah, it was like a no-win situation. Mm-hmm. And you can see she does not like him. She was pretty mad about this whole thing. She knows she got looped for a while. And then she tries to pick him up and then she vaults accidentally. Like, you know how many times that happens, right? Yeah, it's a pretty good game. It was. Oh, she smacked him too, jeez. Toxic, my goodness. Jonah's like, nope, I'm out. But yeah, I mean, there are quite a few things that were done right, and some mistakes were also made. But let's see. Killer had barbecue, pop, had a phobia, and corrupt. And you could tell the killer had pop because they were constantly going to the gens and smacking them. You know, they really wanted that gen regression, which is fine. But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good game. All around. I think this player has a lot of looping skills. Like at the beginning here, especially, you could tell. Very good looper. Just a couple mistakes were made. A couple of them were major, I would say. You know, like ignoring the corrupt purge activation. It's like at that point she should have just ran back. This was like one of the worst mistakes she made. It did wind up getting her hooked. Other than that, it was pretty good. Pretty good game.